from the Aussies, and MIBR stand on the other part of the stage. The Spodek, it starts to prepare. I see the map. That means just one thing. Spodek, if you can hear me, I want to hear you roar. It's time for some Counter-Strike. Henry, Sadakist, it's time to bring the noise.
It certainly is, Alex. Here we go, another quarterfinal, and my God, I am excited. It's MIBR looking to reclaim glory of days gone by, and Renegades, Matt, looking to steal the hearts after stealing away a playoff spot here. That no one expected them to make it this far. They're looking very good indeed.
Appropriate that they're named the Renegades because
Exactly.
they're one of the two outliers in this playoff. The other is Ents, and they've already stepped up massively to take out Liquid. Can Renegades replicate? Can they come up with a similar result? That's the hard task against MIBR. Dust 2, interesting choice, wide open. MIBR's history on it is a bit up and down, a bit tumultuous, but they've certainly been working on it. And Cold, he's working on this position behind the new car. Unsighted so far as he wants to hold off on long. It's Jacob and Leaz that'll go back. Bomb was over toward B the whole time. Keep that in the back of your mind because they'll certainly play in that direction once they sell on A.
We've seen Renegades drop these smokes towards long before in Dust 2. They committed with 5 players before. You can see the bombs actually heading towards B. This is a bit of a bait and switch going on right now. They're demonstrating pistol strategies they've actually deployed before, and now they make their way towards B. And Sacco is alone. He's taken a headshot, and now it's down to Fur to defend.
Worked out perfectly. Fur had already rotated off. He tries to get back through the door, Fallen. He's on the window. Bomb's not yet planted, so they've got to hurry it up because Fallen. JKS was down below. He got him, but he couldn't find the planter. He couldn't follow it up to take out Leaz. If he peeked a little further, Jacob was actually occupied. He might have been able to deny it, but nonetheless, it's Renegades with 3 players, 2 very weak at this point, holding off inside of the site in the tunnels. Phelps is already clearing them, so they'll have both approaches toward the site. They're buying time. They've got it as well because Fallen got the kid to work with. Jacob starts it off, tries to play the box to perfection inside closet. Fur and Cold get it all done.
But like we said, Renegades trying to bait out a strategy they've already deployed here at the major. The long take with the 2 smokes to CD spawn before they committed all 5 players up there was very successful. Maybe overthinking it a little bit there, going towards B. Yes, they get the plant down, but it was scrappy. As you can see, players jumping through the window, finding unsuspecting T's on the other side, and a classic retake from MIBR. They're always so patient, they're always so methodical in those sort of situations as they wait for the perfect opportunity, go in together and make it very uncomfortable indeed. Bomb gets planted, and it looks like we are spending some money on the Renegade side. Jacob, at least, has got Deagle and armor. He managed to get a couple of frags before. He's still got around $2,000, so that's absolutely fine. And I'll see what kind of damage he can cause here. Ideally heading towards short and opting for that plant, but it's going to be a very difficult one for them. We'll see if it's even going to be possible here as they hold with 4 flashbangs, and the CTs just dropping their initial utility to fend off any fast approaches here.
Phelps. Redeploy a smoke at the long door. Meanwhile, Jacob. Quick peek through with a flash to use the Deagle to get in position, just to check and see if anyone's near enough to the doors, and that will confirm no one is. The importance of that, even though they don't push through, is that they clear it to know that no one will be able to quickly flank in behind them on Catwalk, which is where it looks they intend to go. All 5, in fact, at this point in time. So this will be a fast play. Cold, remember, is holding toward Goose. Fallen at car this time. Cold has MP9. That means it lets him get close enough to the side to the boxes. He'll be able to play it. And Fallen, he's got a scope of the hog, and that's worked out lovely so far. Finds one. Gratisfaction, though, turns it back. Cold goes early. That's why the range doesn't work with the MP9. He didn't need to do that. He went because Fallen went down so soon that Phelps was far away. He thought he had to force the issue. They may have given away the round on the back of it.
Absolutely true. It's now down to the 3 versus 2. Fur has a rifle. It's Taco, the MP9. And Fur doing fantastic work there. He brings it back to a winnable situation. See Leaz on 2 HP. He won't be lasting very long here, but can they fend off the CT? Moving very slowly indeed. Fur is just a silent killer here, going for the jump kill. It looks like MIBR have done enough, but it's an expensive round for them. The bomb goes down either way. That's fantastic news to Renegades, as they will lose the round, but they're going to have so much money going forward. Certainly going to bring out the AWP in the hands of Gratisfaction. And now MIBR on the back foot, losing 3 players there. Way too expensive for them. The flashes looked excellent. I thought the MP9 would be able to get at least a couple of kills, but just the one, and the bomb goes down.
Bomb going down as well, though, is pretty massive. 2 rounds in a row. So despite that they forced up with the Deagles and the armor, now they can do it again. And Gratisfaction already brings out the AWP. This is going to be huge for them.
Yeah, you can see MIBR is plugging holes at this point. So he's fallen on the UMP. No AWP for him. Gratisfaction will be aware of that fact. A classic boost here on Dust 2, looking towards short, trying to catch anyone who's making their way up towards that position quickly. The slow default, though, from Renegades so far. They know they have the advantage in terms of manpower. As we'll see Jacob make his way towards lower. Could smoke the Xbox, but looks to Molotov in front of the doors. That's actually very frustrating. They have to fall back off this one. And that boost is shut down. Lovely work from Jacob.
Just fallen in retreats. Cold still holding out on the catwalk. He's got position behind from Phelps as well. Bait position. They're both looking over. They're all blind. Gratisfaction actually hit that with the AWP. So he slid out quickly. Stood behind the corner. He held his vision. The rest could not. So he had to go aggressive. The rifles couldn't hold the angle instead as Leas finds Taco. Rat will go back. He's got position to mid. If he holds this as well, they can't rotate back across, so Bomb could rotate all the way around. They won't know as to what's inside of B, though, to make that an affirmative move. They are getting MIBR caught in a bit of a rotation, though. It's back toward A. First anticipated that they backed off. They have. It's gone around to long instead, though.
Renegades have got a fantastic T-cell on Dust 2. We saw it in the opening sector of this tournament. We were very impressed, and so far so good. The first gun round here, doing significant damage as they crossed, though, but not enough to find a frag. It's up to Phelps really to try and salvage the round, but I don't think the CTs are up for this one. They are going to be saving their rifles and picking up whatever's there on the floor. It is going to be Renegades running the default there. Jacob with a nice Molotov to shut down that boost. As soon as he gets that kill, you can see it all falling apart for the Brazilians. And Jacob's not done just yet. He is hunting towards the tunnels. Fires off the AK. That's going to at least help Phelps as a player nearby. But holding onto these weapons, absolutely necessary here. Fur can drop another if they want to buy up going forward. Phelps can't, but he could get a UMP out, for example, but we'll see whether they want to force this. It's very early on in this best of three. Might not be required just yet. Two orgs to save at this stage, as they've got the incendiary, the flashbang, and the HE as well. The Renegades certainly picking up their first round. Fur back in the B side. And it's not like Renegades don't want to hunt it, they haven't necessarily got the bankroll to justify losing a couple of kills when you don't know where the CTs are. So do they buy up into this?
Yes.
They do. The orb's coming out.
Yep, Fur dropped it over. He's the reason that they've got it in play. 2-1, I mean 2 bomb plants. You lose the pistol on a retake, you lose the second round despite getting kills down without weapons. 2 bomb plants suggests that they're certainly in this game at this point. 3 rounds that they've had success, but only one of them converts to the score as Gratisfaction once again will hold off towards the top doors. Waiting for the cross as well. Fur let them go, but as always, it's a race to long. A race that's won, you could argue, by the T's, because despite that it's a 1-for-1 trade, they force off Phelps and Fallen. They go back and they'll actually get boosted toward Catwalk, and they get pit. So they've actually won the battle for map control.
Now, ideally, they want to get their AWP set up there and maybe go back towards short. And that's what Fallen is aware of here. So he's trying to reclaim territory towards this part of the map. He is joined by the AUG as well, so trying to play off each other at this stage, or allowing the T's to have long and hoping they won't be pincered at the same time. Here comes Jacob, though. He'll be aware of the prospect of this, as they've still got plenty of time. 1 minute 10 on the clock as he starts to make his way towards short, but he needs to be careful. He can't go down by himself. Actually joins his teammates here, so we might just see the kind of pistol approach we had before, with the 2 smokes a crossover and try and get up together here. As Fallen does throw a smoke towards the corner just to block some vision here, make things a little bit more uncomfortable. But looks like Renegades are happy just to wait it out, and they're going to just delay things for 20 seconds or so, and they'll commit towards long after that. And they can't really go anywhere else at this point, Matt. Time's ticking away. They have no map control. They're going to have to commit to this position.
Absolutely ready for it. Odd spot to be in. Smoke down's going to force him off the angle. He now has to play aggressively from quad to try and swing back out. Gandalf, it's affectionately known. Bomb's getting in position. Fallen hasn't swung out yet. He could now. Bomb's in the open. Not denied. He tagged Gratisfaction. That got him off the plant, but he still gets in behind the box. Get over more! He actually got Gratisfaction through the box, and Phelps saves his life in the exact second that he was being counter-picked. Jacob's got to try and get this down. 6 seconds. It's all they have to work with on the Renegade side. And JKS, they've turned it, but it's all onto Jacob. All to do. They know exactly where he is. That's not hard to figure out, but they have to play it correctly. They have to play this perfectly off of each other. It's not really a trade. Potential. The AK's got one. He can reset. Fur's going to try and walk up. He gets there before the reload, and MIBR find round 3.
What a great round of CS that was. A tug of war. It didn't look like Fallen had the position there to shut down the plant. He tags the player who actually went for the initial C4 in the open there, then goes to the wall bank to deny everything. Nice pounds from his teammates there, and you're right, that 2 versus 1, it could have fallen apart. Not exactly playing off each other here. There's the initial shot, then the wall bank to close it out as well. Great work from Fallen, as Phelps, as you mentioned, saved his life as Azza was on his way to reply very quickly indeed. It's round 5, and Renegades have another buy in the bag here. They get the AKs out, they have the AWP as well. But this is a very important round for both teams. Whoever loses this will be down to an eco. Renegades need to start posting some rounds on the T side. They'll head towards the B tunnel. It's actually 3 players there for now. The bombs in T spawn. So it's just up the Gratis faction trying to work a pick here. He still has vision. The incendiary's down, so seeing if anyone will challenge him, but that's going to delay things. Smoke there now, and Taco with 3-man boost coming in.
You slide, remember, in a 3-man. This isn't easy to do with an AWP. You guys have to flick perfectly. Ooh, they had the chance at it.
It's a nice idea.
It'd be brilliant if it paid off. We know Renegades are no stranger to trying interesting boosts. They were one of the first. I won't say I think it was a Brazilian team that did it before them, but the boost at Heaven on Cash as well to see above the smokes. And they've done the 4-man non-overpass that everyone's brought into fashion lately.
It's a lot of fun, and so is that Fallen. My God. Quick as you like. And he'll take down Jacob, and he's baiting his rifle teammate as well. That's going to be Phelps just beneath him with the AUG there. So this is where he can go for the double kill, but Gratis faction pretty handy up close. Not quick enough, my friends. And it'll be a 4 versus 2. Phelps with fantastic positioning there. Just playing off his sniper. They have no idea. And it's up to Liaz and JKS now to recover the situation.
It's not a foregone conclusion, though, because they Molotov'd him back, which means they can recover the bomb. And the other 3 players from MIBR are over toward B. So they've had to regroup, reposition. Fur covers off the door so that they can't go backwards, and Cold gets in towards CT. But even that's a very condemning position, because if he finds Phelps on the site fast enough and Cold's not on an angle in which he can trade back, they can get a plant off of this. So Cold, naturally, starts to work up closer, puts out an 8. Now things should be under control. Just JKS in a 1-on-4, and it looks like MIBR will find.
Wait for it.
Exactly that for rounds, you're right. He has evaded them. Put down in CT. Taco's gonna push through though. That foils all plans.
MIBR 4, Renegades 1. As that T side not looking as spectacular as we saw earlier in the tournament, but Fallen, he is alive and well. Phelps, great work here, managing to fend off that shot towards short as well. Picks up the AWP of Fallen. Not only does it carry it forward to the next round, but obviously finding a kill there when he's on low HP. It all works out very nicely, and MIBR can take a sigh of relief now, because they've got to know this is going to be an eco now for Renegades. They've planted plenty of bombs, but they've lost a few rounds in a row now, as they'll take a timeout, their first one of this half. As Phelps 5-3, one of the returning players to the roster. Kassad has been celebrated throughout this tournament for his passion and hard work. These guys have been in Katowice for a long time. A lot of boot camp, and it's paying off. This is the deepest run any Renegades lineup's ever made.
Yeah. It's hard for them to even attain legend status in the past. They've now made it, or I should say, top 16 status in the past. They've had to go through qualifiers. It's not quite the way that it used to be in that format. Remember, it was only 16 teams at a major. Now they get Legends top 8. They're invited back next time no matter what. They avoid the minor, which is, for them, traveling from North America back over to Australia. That's a big task, and it's forced them to miss events in the past because of it.
Absolutely. Well, it's just Glocks for now. 1 flashbang. I guess just flash over middle and see if you can swarm towards B. That's about as exciting as this round will get. CT's very passive. They've got lovely crossfire towards B. That's going to be Cold Zera working with Fur. And Cold Zera, the MP9. It's going to be baited in from the window. So Fur will go for the initial kill. But they're actually going to be working their way up towards short. Again, going for that plant, and they'll probably get it. It's Fallen with the AWP. He's probably good for 2 kills here, but there's no way he gets more than that. So first one comes in. We'll see the second, but he has to keep falling back, and he actually misses that. So that's the bomb going down now.
6 to 1, half dozen the other. It wasn't quite a miss, but it's not a kill. He did tag Leia's down to 20 HP, but you're right, absolutely right. Bomb down, Cold swings in under CT. They'll try and rotate as well. Fur, he'll go out toward Catwalk so that they pinch them off, but he's going to face 3 players. And he's alone. He drops this gun. They didn't have that in post line. He's got to be very careful. At least he's buying time so they can take over the site directly, and it seems he's capable of all 3.
There it is. The eco does yield a bomb plant, but that's about it. 5 players survived on the MIBR side, but that was about what it was worth, to be honest. A nice call to get towards short. 1 flash. Hope Fallen is an absolutely perfect right. He hits both shots there, but luckily for the Renegades, one of them was just a tag. But he clean sweeps the short area. It's going to be round 7 here. All power for Gratisfaction, who currently has 3 kills and 5 deaths. His rival fallen on 5 and 4 deaths. So we get into the next round here. Renegades looking their usual selves here on Dust 2. Has fallen on said an interview at the last major. He feels like Dust 2 is one of their best maps. We're yet to see this lineup really show us what they're capable of on it. But this is looking very good for them. Go back to a default here for Renegades. They look likely to head towards shore once again. Is the Xbox smoke down? Not yet, but there's plenty of time for that. Only in the B tunnels, but flash towards mid doors. And Jacob looks for the first pick here. You can see MIBR actually focusing 3 players right inside that B bomb side there, putting a lot of pressure towards that long area, which will be held right now by Fallen and Phelps.
There's been so much pressure there in the past as well. We've already seen 2 or 3 rounds where it's been the battle. This time, Fallen holding it isn't going to see anyone at all. And back to guns, it's back to Catwalk. Just to note, differences from yesterday. We pointed it out a number of times for FaZe. MIBR, 4 Augs. They're on board with the meta.
Yeah, absolutely.
Molotov's down. This will be a forced retake. No chance. JKS is even lurking. This could be an even bigger problem for them.
This is what MIBR do best, though. They're happy for this plant to go down. If they've got 5 players up, they know they can win these rounds. They have 1 smoke, some flashbangs here, and the retake begins. Can they make this work? It looks almost impossible to me, but they always prove me wrong.
Cold seems to have an idea that if they got up Cat so cleanly, is JKS going to lurk? This is demo review. They know exactly what's going on. Cold's gone a little bit early, though, and JKS, oh, he could strike so well. He gets in behind them. He's turned around. First caught him. Fur caught him off, but on the ramp, meanwhile, Gratisfaction, he recovers. Cold, he tries to push all the way in. Fallen, the only one left alive. 1 on 2, and nothing at all to be done at this point in time. He's got to concede. It'll go 5-2.
Well, there we have it. Renegades with the default towards short, and MIBR going to gamble. They're set up 3 towards B and 2 along as well. Obviously, leave the short area completely open. Renegades help themselves to it. It's one of the most common approaches on this map on the T side. If you can get that bomb down, especially if 5 players alive as well, you'll do well to lose it. Nice little flank from JKS, and Gratisfaction continues to show us why he's considered such a fantastic AWPer at this event. Yeah, his aim seems pretty on point today as well. It's going to be 5-2. But they need to avoid the reset here. Everyone pretty much fully invested on both teams. Once more, this will lead to an eco. But Taco picks up the secondary orb. Not Cold Zero this time. As Gratisfaction looks for anyone challenging towards middle. Aware of that smoke and challenges from the back wall. They're only going to send 1 player towards B this time. That will be Fur. So a change of setup here for the Brazilians. As they send most of their troops towards the A side of the map.
Long is the battle, but it's not going to be the AWP there this time. Trying to play slightly unpredictable, shall we say, with the AWP. Flash in, away. Corner, are they ready for the crossfire? Perfectly established, but not quite for the kills. It hasn't worked. It almost does. I take it back because he did a massive amount of damage on a Gratisfaction. Just say that has not worked out as they intended, but still they come out with it.
It's really well played from Cold Zero there, but JKS isn't going down without a fight. It's now a 2-on-2, and the HP is not a factor. Look at the setup on the CT side. Both of them are AWPs, so JKS and Grat actually have a chance here, but they're not together right now. It's Gratisfaction with the bomb in the pick currently. Plenty of time available, and the CTs actually holding position. Both of them focusing towards the A sites. And it will be up to Tacker now to try and deny this pick from Gratisfaction. He's in a bit of an off angle here. It's not one you pre-fire, but let's see if he has the awareness to find this first pick. Fallen once.
Gratisfaction wall. 7 HP. Fallen's blind. They might get him now. He's been in the open, but he's missed the shot. Gratisfaction, a 3rd kill on 7 HP.
Wow, what a round that was. Comes down to the absolute minutiae there. It's Fallen, who looked like, even though he's fully blind, he was going to pull that one off. But he misses the all-important shot, and like you said, Gratisfaction doesn't miss much at all there. Great flashbang. You can see how chaotic it gets at this point. There's the missed shot, but it won't be a round victory for MIBR. It's going to go 5-3. Renegades starting to wake up now. They've actually got the Brazilians down to a pretty much full eco. No Desert Eagles coming through, and a couple of USPs to boot. Do about this long take, and you'll see a lot of this on Dust 2. It's as it opened things up, and JKS through the smoke will assist him. Looks like the round is already complete. His Gratisfaction looks for rotations here. The lack of utility means he can get good information to his teammates rotating how they can hold up. The job has already been done, to be honest. They don't have to overcommit here. They can wait for the reactions. Jacob watching for the flanks from the B tunnels. 3 towards long. Let us bide their time here and make sure they always have trade potential.
Azur does get in behind, but too long to find the first kill. He was inevitably going to be traded. So too gets traded back. JKS, now things starting to work out. 5-4. Dust 2. Again, open for interpretation as to which side you prefer to play. I'll let that be up to the preference of each in their own, but it is, in this round and in this level, pretty even. And so too, every team pretty capable on it because it's in some ways the least tactical. I know that there's a debate for that, but in some ways it is.
It's just because most teams will deploy the same strategies. Like, the playbooks will be very similar across the board, but still, it's a very skilled map. It's down to who's performing on the day. And we'll see whether with this boost once again will actually be able to get the first kill. It works out for them, and it will be a 5-on-3 very quickly. Renegades trying to show aggression and speed towards shore, but it hasn't worked out this time. JKS looking to pick up pieces towards middle, but it will smoke. I think better of it. Go back to a more defensive position to deploy the smoke towards CT spawn. Has been fantastic so far. As Fallen will fire off some bullets towards middle and try and push them towards shore.
Gets back up again on the AWP. Cold's already backed off of it. M4 for only this time. I say only. Speaks to the state of things, but 3 players at long to go against one of Leas. He is out already, so off angle, covering toward the dumpster, but a brilliant flash, no chance at all.
A fragging unit, 1 flashbang over, 3 CTs run around, no chance at all here for Renegades as they'll do what they can. JKS down to 2 HP in a 4 versus 1, but that ends very quickly indeed. I'm loving the pace of this game. It's Renegades that are trying to force the issue at multiple choke points of the map. They've had fast approaches towards long, B short now, and that one was actually completely disastrous for them. The fact that MIBR had that boost, we saw them attempt it in the second round. This time, it works perfectly as they get the initial kill and a second. And at that point, Renegades trying to get anything going in their favor, but nowhere near a bomb plant. They will have enough for another buy here, but there are a couple of compromises. It'll be Azur down to just a CZ, but that'll be fine. He'll make it work around his teammates. They did towards long here, no one to receive them. Another defensive over from Renegades. They set up smokes and flashbangs towards middle.
CZ hold. Rat has to open this up again. Comes back to Beaver. Repeat a hold to mid doors. Fire in. Goes back the other way. Nades as well. Any damage will do. It's not like it does much, to be fair. Still down out toward long. Phelps is the only one in that position from a CT perspective. He gets inside the pit. Renegades haven't changed a whole lot. Not aside from the pistol. Oh, when they opened it up, Fallen, big miss. That's the op getting a kill into the gun. It stayed. It did stay up. Double up T-side, not really ideal, but it's better than running pistols to go along with it, so they'll get one further in their arsenal. And Cold, he's now fully aware of the fact that they're trying to hold it. Phelps, good position, shadow position, remember that as well. He is, I don't even think he's going to go this way, though, because he has the bomb. He can't afford to go alone.
Yeah, absolutely right. He has to join his teammates here. If he dies, the round's over, and he knows it. Ideally, they pin to the A side, but they don't have to. Fallen there, a little bit odd he didn't drop off. I think he wanted to get a flashbang or a Molotov in before he dropped down, but it cost him his life. Now, 30 seconds remaining. This will be an A execution to finish things off here. Renegades ready to deploy up. Could be a bit of a ruse, though. Could they head back towards B potentially here. But there's still 2 CTs waiting for them. 20 seconds now, and Cold Zera seems to be aware of it. Will give the information to his teammates, and in they go for the doors and the windows.
Taco waits below it, though. Taco waits below it, and he holds! Oh, he gets a 4th as well as JKS goes down on the bomb. It's up on top of the box. Phelps is going to wrap it around. Taco's not going to get the 8th, but it doesn't matter because they've got the round and Phelps confirms it.
Well, there it is. He's always been a solid anchor in CSGO, but Taco goes above and beyond for his teammates there. It's the orc beneath the window, and my God, does he do some serious damage here. 4 kills in total, and he didn't even break a sweat there. Superb from Taco. Renegades, nice call. A fake, looked like it was going to be successful. So much manpower towards that window area, but Taco was ready for it. Good comms from the Brazilians there, and it's going to be another eco for Renegades now, as they are down 7-4. Nothing really invested into this round. A few deagles and a P250. That's about it with the 1 flashbang available to them. This will be a struggle now. We've only seen Renegades a couple of times on Dust 2, and it's their T sides have been so heroic for them.
Just to note, Az has not been able to get anything going at all this game.
Yeah, he's 1 in 10 right now, I believe. So he's been having a fantastic tournament. Needs to pull his socks up here, but MIBR aware of the situation. It's going to be holding up in a very defensive formation. You can see coldzera towards Goose. Here we're playing off Fallen. He wants Fallen to take all the aggro for him, take a couple of shots, and he'll swing out late just when they commit to the plant.
Only gets the first, even with slightly injured and cold. This time, unlike the MP9, he's got a little more range, so he takes the fight early. That's quite acrobatic. It's 2 for diving on Azur. It's Phelps to close out the round, 8-4.
There it is. This time they do deny the plant. That's a perfect anti-eco setup there. Renegades might want to take a timeout. They're averaging around $4,500 each. Not really enough to get the AWP out. Not really enough for a full buy in general. They will commit to it, but they're going to have to discuss their options here. And MIBR know they have the advantage now. Do they want to mix things up? Do they want to boost it all towards short potentially and look towards lower B? That's a very common move in these sort of plays. But they're looking very good. This is their map pick, and they've certainly got Renegades on the ropes now. Kassad chiming in. Zeus doesn't feel like he has to. His teammates have got this on lockdown. They're changing the setup every single round. They're looking good.
That's someone that you have to talk about as well. We saw Dead. There was a shot earlier. He's sitting with the families of MIBR in the crowd. He used to stand behind them. More of a moral coach in any sort of capacity, where Zeus is very tactical, and he's won 2 majors with the core of this lineup. That's part of the reason they brought him back.
What a nade that was, just to shut it all down. So 5 AKs indeed. So enough for a depot here. They've got the majority of their utility. Do need to see more in the firepower department though. There's Taco. He will be waiting at the mount for the B-bomb side there, with the AWP looking to steal away a kill and then fall back, if he can. Beast potential right now. I think let's go for mid-control at the start and see what they can do from it.
Satisfaction clears out. Oh, this could be well timed. Comes above as well. Double nade. Ouch. Good amount of damage. Az is going to be feeling the brunt of it. As if he's not already feeling remorse in this game as it is. And again, it's catwalk. That's the default. They're well aware of the fact that it's clearly been established. I think the round that they rotated back toward A when Cold was waiting for JKS, Fur even turned the second he walked out. They know that he lurks in the tunnels.
This is a really dirty spot from Fur here. He'll actually get vision above this smoke if he is able to drop off. It actually is a little bit shallower than I expected, so he'll just play it in that angle though. That's still a strong position. They won't necessarily check that as JKS sneaks out now. 40 seconds looking for rotating CT players. Fallen this time flashed again, but it's a very effective one. He's actually alone at this stage. coldzera down in the CT spawn and can't help him out just yet. Trying to find 1 kill, but he takes a bullet to the face. That's going to be a plan for Renegades.
And this time with all 5 up as well. Smoke will go down. That'll cover off the more vision from Pit. They know that the CTs are still out there, so that limits Fallen's resources. Open to killing as well. JKS is able to get Fur. He'll follow the position, but Taco, secondary opper on Dust 2. Got the angle covered off from CT. And they're getting closer to the bomb as well. Jacob, he heard the warning shot. Warning shot that only caught his attention, draws him near. He'll go for more. Knows there was 2. He's got that as well, and it's going to be backing away for the CTs. The only option, in fact, they're locked in because JKS does hold the mid doors still. Can they save the weapons? Cold, he's not exactly well financed at this point in time, but they should be just fine to get fine. And MIBR, they'll keep the open. Doing so, Nate's not going to go far enough. So it's Renegades with their 5th, 4 players staying up and very much needed on their side.
Surprised the Renegades didn't pick up the AWP at the end of that round. Jacobs ran past him, maybe he thought his teammates had already recovered it, but either way, it will be Renegades to win the round. We're heading to round 14 here, as the AWP is still in the hands of Taco, but Renegades have to claw their way back into this first half. Will there be a timeout? Doesn't look like it. We've got Fallen. We'll recover the secondary of him. Germany's running a little bit thin. They've got enough for somewhat of a buy. This goes wrong for them. But Fallen wants to get towards lower B now. He made his name with the up close and personal AWP style. But this is a difficult shot. If he survives this with a kill, I'll be very impressed.
Find out. He's got it. Smoke already down 2. He'll slip concealed back to the keep as he takes the AWP and falls off the angle so that they cannot trade it. They cannot respond to Taco. We said it. Second offer on Dust. This time, same play. Didn't work out, but a pre-smoke in place for him. He's able to fall off inside of it, and Fur, he'll spray in to find gratisfaction. This will be only 3 rounds, but it's still a reset going against the Australian core.
risky footwork there from Taco. Misses the shot, but denies everything. The incendiary goes down, his teammate does damage. It's now a 5 versus 2 with a minute remaining. It's Liaz and JKS with little to no options here. They do have the bomb, but that is waiting for mistakes here. There's no reason for the CTs to push in on their position. Just hold them in, and they'll run the clock down here and wait until about 10-second mark, and then they'll start locking them in and see if they can deny cash. But their money's pretty low on the CT side. They don't want to be too aggressive here. They'll wait for Renegades to make the next move.
35 seconds, walking back toward T-spawn. Is there a next move?
I'm not sure there is. Maybe just save the weapons.
Start thinking about the decibels and dollars, because right now that's the cause to all of their problems. And if they save these 2 AKs, they'll be able to at least purchase in the next. Remember, this was only 3 rounds built up, but it's still a reset.
JKS can drop a Galil. That's about as exciting as it gets for him. Liaz will get nothing on top of his $150. He's got a Molotov and a flash, so he might as well hold the AK. 5 seconds remain. Doesn't look MIBR are going to be challenging too much here, so Renegades will at least have 2 AKs here. Jacob can buy as well, so that's not too bad, but as you can see, there does seem to be a problem with Azza right now. 1 and 12. He's been so good on Dust 2 as well. He goes 9-5 as we head into the final round of the first half here. Is the MIBR pick, and you can see why. Great setup, very dynamic. Just changing the firepower around. They've had 3 in B, 3 towards middle, 2 on shore, 3 long. Just every single round. Difficult to predict what they're up to. Double orbs, especially with Taco on it as well. It seems like they're putting a lot more trust in him with this roster.
And that is the cool thing about Dust. You're still covering off the same. And even if they want to take short, they can play it passive or aggressive on retakes. This time it's aggressive indeed toward long. Corner smoke down. It allowed Azza to get out. He finally gets another kill onto the board. And that brings him to a total of 2, but closer to the pit to hold. The problem is they've lost the mid doors this time. Jacob goes early. JKS already lost. That's the player that's been lurking, calling the rotations, giving them the information. And they'll have to try and go with all they have at this point in time, and all they have is long.
You can see Renegades feeling the pressure now. Jacob just walking out middle, no flashbang, no teammates with him. Instantly punished, and now it's a 4 versus 3, and the Orc has been tagged, but they're trying to smoke the long crossover here, but Fallen, ready and waiting, takes down their AWP, and this looks impossible without such low HP. It's Liaz who has to do all the heavy lifting here. Will they even get a plant?
He's already popping up, trying to squat to the backside of the site. As he's rotated around, he wants the plants. They backed off the ramp. It looked like they were going to actually push through to try and counter off the plant, to try and deny the bomb going down, but don't bother because it's round 15. Money's not a factor. It's not about collecting that, it's about winning a round, and they've done exactly that to find 10-5 CT side for MIBR. Remember, Renegades chose this map.
They absolutely did. Renegades struggling on their T side there. They were unable to win the pistol, but I thought that gun rounds would yield more fruit than that. Maybe feeling the pressure of the big stage. We're seeing some of the important names not arrive just yet, but it's not too late. They can bring this back in the second half, and you'll have to come join us after this break.
10-5 for the Brazilians in their return to a national lineup at a major. They sit well and truly in clear vision of this map ahead of Renegades, and they chose it. Renegades chose to be on Dust 2. We go to Train next, and we know how good MIBR are. This core was part of that 17-0 run.
It wasn't even the core, it's this 5 that were actually amazing at it. They were looking fantastic on that particular map. I'm so excited to see what they can bring to the table there. It's been a long time since the Brazilians have looked that good on Train, but can they relive the glory days once again? We shall see. It's going to be now the lower B play. We saw some great innovations from Renegades in the first half pistol. What have they got up their sleeve here? Currently have 2 players towards short. And it looks like flash through middle now is on the card. The Gratisfaction looking to challenge us. Got players with him as well. Looking to find that initial headshot. Can't do it. Gives away his position, but still challenging here. He knows he has to deliver.
Fur's already out mid and already at the window. JKS is certainly aware of it. Good find in the first. That actually discourages Phelps from going in. Hold on. He's going to go anyway, and he finds out why he hesitated in the first place. JKS is unmoved in the back of the site so far, just standing resiliently. He's already forced Taco to reconsider. He'll take the bomb back to mid, and the whole plan shuffles. So too does the defense. Jacobs rotated back around.
Nothing left in terms of utility for the MIBR boys. They'll head towards A. There's a lot of CT presence here, and headshots are plenty available as well. Coldzera does answer back, and his Gratisfaction taken down. It goes down to the 2-on-1. The bomb has dropped down towards Spawn. The nightmare situation for Coldzera has come through. He has got 35 seconds here. Upgrades to a USP. Has the range now to challenge these CTs in Spawn. One of the scariest players to be up against in a one-on-one duel. They'll need to use power and numbers here to shut him down as he makes mistakes to be made. Can he find the first incision? Certainly not. What a fantastic round from JKS. They needed that pistol, Matt. He delivers. It looked like he was about to fall apart as well. The B split, very effective. They get the first trade in their favor, and they head towards that window. But as you mentioned, JKS is just a rock at their very back. So calm under pressure, and he hits 3 kills in total and denies that plant, which will be very important for MIBR. And it looks like they're going to force buy in the second round. Deagles, armor, and a scout. This is a scary round to be up against. MIBR are so good in these sort of rounds, and there's the initial damage.
Yep, that's what Fallen's known for. An absolute pest to anyone trying to cross over to get toward B. Taco already up toward Catwalk, Deagle in hand. Fur behind, so too is Cole. Bomb with the 3, the trio. Taco back with his old mates. He'll be the first to go. Spotting one, hasn't done damage, but they are now 1 HP. He's barely alive. Smoke down, they'll plant on this. Safe side box, they'll control Catwalk. Phelps is still holding the backside of it, so they know that no one's been able to rotate back around from middle. As a JKS, Jacob all underneath, 2 toward long. They've got the range. Smoke's already down. So that smoke at long will soon dissipate, and that will reveal a lot of problems on top of the site.
Look at all the damage that's being done. This is so stifling for the CTs now. How do they possibly win this round? It's down to Azza. He has got HP, but not anymore. It's Fur and Phelps who are just delivering the pain over and over again. CT surely can't do anything about this. Not even getting close to the bomb site. It's MIBR who steal away the second round in stunning form. Unbelievable scene there. The initial damage is over and over again. CT just didn't have a say in that one, Matt. Nothing can be done.
They took down the 2 high HP players simultaneously with 1 shot.
Unbelievable. Well, there you have it. It's got to be a force buy and response here. Renegades saw they were on their feet, winning the second half pistol, but hope is quickly eradicated.
Yeah, if they were contenders, they're now throwing the fight. This is a bigger problem than ever before because they're back against the wall, 11-6, and they now have to force with a scout. Not as easily done on a CT side, because is it going to be relevant? You don't even necessarily get to pick your battles.
Exactly. If you're on the T side, you can go as a 5-man group up against FAMASes and scouts. If you're on the CD side, you're spread very thin. You're hoping one individual can do a lot of damage, and really does have to be Gratisfaction here. He needs to find tags, not necessarily kills, to soften them up for these pistols to stand a chance against the full commitment here from MIBR. But they've been so good in these rounds. It's been one of the real interesting talking points of MIBR in this tournament, their efficiency. And these sort of anti-eco rounds, we'll see if it's going to ring true here. The smoke goes down towards CT spawn. They'll be focusing towards the A bomb site still. Maybe not for long.
Yeah, not at all. Not with the smoke about to go down again. They'll redress toward mid. Now that's the second smoke that'll be called, but really what can you do about it? Gratisfaction has the scout back towards CT. He's going to spam through it. Hopefully trying to catch someone running in. I suppose that's the option. That's all he's got. He does have Now JKS on the other side. If he had any more ammo inside of that Deagle, he may have had a third as well. Spur will take down Jacob. That opens up the site, even though it's now, oh, okay, a 3-on-2. Welcome back to the game, Azza. They still get the bomb planted. Phelps is so close to this Molotov from Azza. That could spoil everything. Phelps does hold the taco position, cuts his off the headshot. But he still has to be so careful. They know he's trapped into the corner because the flames have only now extinguished. He couldn't run back through them. Furry waits inside of Closet as well. And if Gratisfaction, if they win the duel, get through the door, he's going to have to be perfect with VR. Even a shoulder bait would pull him out of position. He's got the first. Gratisfaction now knows the likeliness of the round is getting more and more slim. He does not have the kits. He does not have any health. Phelps gets him instead.
Touch and go there, and with JKS, he did absolutely everything he could. You're right, if he had a few more bullets left, he might have been able to get the third. A close round doesn't do much for Renegades there because they're full eco next and on the CT side. Unless they're winning that round, it's not really worth talking about the knock-on effect from those kills because they can't do anything about it. They can't force buy again. They have to just stick to the default weaponry of those USPs, which is just agonizing for them. Round number 19 here, looking likely to be 13-6. No damage done at least as they cross over. But this is a round which is almost destined. Going in favor of the Brazilians here. No real stacks from the Renegades. That is going to have two towards B. A couple of layers towards short, and Phelps has got that long control.
He's got that long control. He's got that Molotov toward car. Everything's going his way. He can start to walk up. So to his team. Counter push from Renegades. Interesting decision to go out toward Catwalk. They've got to do something to get map control. Two pistols as well, and Taco. He's going to be looking through the door. That smoke is not going to cover all the way to the top of Catwalk, so it's time to cut his favor. He didn't consider it. He looked over, but they were backing off. They're backing off because the cross and bomb is already happening. Smoke tapped down. They tried to get Cole across. They tagged him, but they couldn't do anything further. They will now. JKS picks himself up immediately after. Unfortunately, not much to report further. As MIBR find 13-3 to go, and a bit of a poor showing from Renegades so far on Dust 2. If this was a gamble, it's not paid off.
Remember though, Renegades have been the kings of the comeback at this tournament. In the past, they were always very good at getting close to the finish line but not crossing it. But at this tournament, especially in that best of 3 against Astralis, managed to take a map off them after being down in a horrible state. Can they do it again though? They'll go for 5 orgs here. Money not really strong enough to justify an AWP for Gratisfaction, but that's not the end of the world. This round has to be a win for them. They can't afford another loss here. Flashbang goes in from Taka, just trying to bait out grenades. Best way he can is going to be incendiaries. Molotovs exchange towards the B bomb site. JKS holding with his teammate right now. He's got some backup towards CT spawn as well in the form of Gratisfaction, and first pushing towards that area.
But they put the double smoke down. So even if Grat pushes through, he won't be able to see toward the top of the ramp. This is going to cause a little bit of confusion for him. And Fur in between aisles. Optimistic and daringly, he finds Gratisfaction.
That's by design, by the way. Fur is using that smoke to actually use the gap in towards window. He's got a smoke to his left-hand side to block him from window, and then he can look all the way towards that crossover there with a nicely designed smoke. That's really cool. Gratisfaction, you're right. Confused as to what was going on. Down he goes, and only 5 on 4 here. And can the CTZ hold on there? 1 HE grenade. Now that is it.
Oh, that sound said it all. Lias couldn't do anything scoped in on the AUG. The AK wins it out, and even still, Phelps was already up from long. You're right, this is 14-6. They have to save the weapons. They have no other choice at this point.
Just planted towards long,
Wherever
just a good measure.
please.
You can plant whatever you like for
Put it in the open.
You can plant on
They're
that
hunting.
box.
They're hunting. No, Fallen's waiting. He doesn't want to plant. He wants to get them further out. They're searching T-spawn right now.
Kill them
Fallen
all.
has Taco to stay with him to make sure he doesn't get caught off, and he's just going to wait. He wants his team to clear the map. He wants all 3 of these guns down. They want to absolutely punish Renegades.
You're absolutely right there. They want to get everyone in position and make sure they at least get a couple of these kills, and why not? They've got plenty of money here. They want to leave Renegades with nothing for the follow-up round as Phelps starts to dissect the B tunnels here. All 3 players on the CT side reside in the B bomb site. Remember, they just got 1 HE. They can't smoke off anything here. They have no AWP to defend, and Phelps coming with his AK could be very problematic. It's Azza. We haven't talked about much here. 3 kills and 17 deaths. He's got a couple more. He'll have to challenge eventually, but down he goes.
And this is it. They cleared the whole map. He was already spraying the box because they checked lower tunnels. They checked CP, checked Catwalk.
Wow.
It's pretty obvious. That was brilliant, I have to say, from MIBR. the subtle details.
Yeah, you don't see many teams looking that efficient. Normally, you get the bomb down straight away. Let's just run this timer down. Let's make sure we win the round, but that's incredibly smart. I love this setup from Fur. The fact he had the one-way smoke towards the crossover, the protection with the B side as well. It's allowed him to focus on that kill towards middle, waiting for a CD to step out of line, and they leave them with absolutely nothing. It's round 21. Their loss bonus isn't even fully established here. They're at the fourth stage, which means they get $2,900 per player on the CT side. Definitely not enough to buy, but they cannot allow this to go 15-6. They can't take the eco. They're going to have to buy. And Jacobs bring out the Nova shotgun. You don't see that too often on Dust 2.
$14-6. Oh, up close, Azure! He got him running by! Caught me so off I hard pronounced the R. I'm sorry, Australia, but Azure, that was spectacular on the scout. And he goes back up on top of the A site as well.
Well, a good start. They're going to need a lot more where that came from. Azure falls back towards the A site. Absolutely clotheslines falling in T-spawn. Still, they only have the scout and a Nova shotgun. They didn't fully invest here just to know that. They actually went for a bit of a partial buy. I thought they'd spend everything, but a very disciplined approach. If they somehow win this round, and they've got this leftover money, they might be back in this. It could be enough. Could being the opposite word there.
Flash off, Azza still watching out to wall. He needs a second one. This time it's not going to go his way. Taco pulls it back for Fallen. Gets in position again, doesn't want to overextend because he knows the Deagle's there. They have two heads to fire at. He finds one. Walk down temporarily, I say, because it's easily grabbable in between the smokes, but it buys a bit of time, a bit of space. Cold will find Gratisfaction. Gap for Phelps, slow to respond, however. Luckily, Cold is doing great catwalk and pulls it back in their favor. 33 seconds to go. They've got lots of time to get the bomb on the site. It's just Jacob left.
This is going to be so frustrating for Renegades. It keeps so close to actually looking like they can steal the round away, but now the 2 versus 1, they know exactly where Jacob is. He has little to no chance of winning this. He'll have to go long and hope no one's watching this angle, but Taco is there. Nice shoulder bait to actually get out of the long doors, but still, they can just fall back and challenges together. There should be no world where Jacob can win this now. He knows it.
Absolutely done. I mean, what can you do at that point? It's got to save something, sure. Force buy needed. It is map points for MIBR. No lead is safe on this stage, however. Liquid showed us yesterday. I should say Edge showed us.
They did. I think that's more appropriate. Jacob will save the AK-47. He's got enough to drop an AWP. That was a great shot from Azab. The scout looked like could be enough, but this man here, he was the one to sabotage all their efforts towards the A side. Great work, and that's a lot of pressure released now on the MIBR side. They've got tons of cash. They've got 9 map points to work with here. Double AWP set up for Renegades. We'll see whether this will be enough to keep them in the game. Gratisfaction and JKS. Haven't seen JKS much in this tournament. They've kind of removed him from that role as he takes a lot of damage at the start, down to 25.
Covers the door. Fallen tries to get back into it, but Fur will work up the catwalk. Gratisfaction and Azza playing in conjunction off of each other. GKS tagged, sure, but double op, he's got one of them. It won't matter that much for him. Gratisfaction, we saw Fallen in the same position. Wrong spot. Above CT, same effect, it was a flash. Fallen was taken down, Gratisfaction swallowed his pride and backs off. Jacob still waits as well inside of middle, but MIBR are taking it safe and slow. JKS inside of B. Smokes off the tunnel with 47 seconds. That buys about 10 of them, but they might just go through it. Has a good flashback in. Fur's able to get caught by that. Gratisfaction was the one who threw it. They might have to just go through this. Smoke down. JKS waiting. Some rules are made with all intentions to break because they've got to go through it. They don't have time. 28 seconds, they'll trade it back. Jacob, he's still on top of the window with the AK. He's got to wait for the rotation, or does he? He went back in, and it cost them because Azza was forced to try and play off of it. It might be the round in itself. It might be the game on that because Grat can't find them on the cross with the AWP. Yes, is only getting in position now with the AUG. Quick shot to tunnels preemptively. They got the window covered off. Miaz can't find his way through it, and Gratisfaction, to assume, but didn't spot it, does now. Time is ticking. One kick, Gratisfaction has it. He's still gonna hold on to the AWP. Op stats perhaps representative of why he's finished with it. No one else has. They haven't had to double off enough. Taco's got it back. Cole holds it off 16-6. MIBR up one map.
This is a team that looks dangerous. MIBR on Dust 2, the pick of Renegades. Running away with it. Everyone turns up. We spur the top of the charts at 21 frags and only 7 deaths there. Renegades just couldn't get going. Any success they had instantly shut down. So many